Welcome to the Anything and Everything podcast show with your boy AG. You know, we getting right after it. It's good to see everybody. This is season 3. I just want to thank everybody for sticking with me for the past 2 years doing this. It's been a pleasure. I feel like I got a higher calling that I gotta do. So if you fuck with me, you fuck with me. If not, you're gonna learn something today. You're gonna learn something today. Cause we about to get after it today, man. Like, we're gonna get on some real shit. We're gonna bite some topics. I know some of you guys are out there. You know, we're all hearing the term woke. We're all hearing the term enlightenment. We're all hearing the term waking up. And I don't think anybody, like, there's a few of them out there in La La Land who know what they're talking about. But there's a lot of misinformation out there too as well. And the only time I could tell somebody, how to interpret misinformation would be we have a built-in moral compass into our soul. We don't need somebody to tell us if we're doing something wrong. If we're doing something wrong, we know all about it. We can feel it inside. That's the divine energy that people need to tap in more. If something feels right or something feels good, then it's probably good. If something feels wrong and feels bad, then it's probably wrong and bad. So with that being said, when you're listening to all these information and people that you idolize and all that, to kind of weed through what's the right thing to listen to or to talk about, just check with yourself, man. We all have the same thing pumping through us, man. We all have the divine spirit pumping through us. We all have the same love, the same energy pumping through us, and you just got to check in with yourself once in a while. So I'm the type of guy that just likes to be in solitude and alone. Like, I don't like the in-between stuff. I either like to be alone and grow physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or I like to be with more the merrier with the people, but I'm out trying to have a good time and being sociable. So it's like that, man. And we're gonna get right into it, man. One of the number one things that I think everybody has tried to talk about for the past 100 years is life after death, right? Life after death. It's very interesting because you hear very little about it through television. You hear very little about it through your pastors, your local pastors. They all have the same, and they're not wrong. They all have the same theory with you got to have your faith. You got to have faith. It's always about having the faith, and that's what gets them through the next day. And I don't knock or discriminate against that any which ways whatsoever, but it's more than faith. It's more than faith. It's about life after death. See, that's where they get you, because you never truly die. Once energy is created, it cannot be uncreated. Therefore, you, my friend, that are watching this, you are infinite. And they say, well, hey, AG, AG, man, how do you know? You can find out and know the same way I know. You just got to dig a little deeper with your soul and with your spirituality, and you'll get your answers. Energy, once it's created, can never die. Energy just transitions into something else. And life after death, if I don't know if you guys are familiar with George King, but he talks a little bit about this, and Billy Carson talks a little bit about this, and for myself, this is what I believe. I believe you're here in the amazing learning grounds of Earth, and you have to learn everything you can while you're here. Everything that you know is a distraction, and you have to learn everything you can while you're here, especially love, respect. You got to learn those things. Because until you love yourself and love your planet and love everyone around you and respect your planet and respect everyone around you, you're never going to ascend. And that is what the main thing of reaching enlightenment is. You think you have to be some Buddha in some temple for 6 to 8 months, just meditating and praying. And I'm here to tell you, you don't. It helps. You get deeper at that, but you don't. Instead of working for the price of money, work for love. Do something out of love. Don't do it for the money. Once you start doing things for love instead of money, you will start to see your blessings transpire. And that's what I'm here trying to kick it to you here on the Gayton Ranch is, we're locked in, we're loaded in, and I'm just going to let you into to everything. That's why this podcast is called the Anything and Everything Show. So when you lock into the love, the frequency of love, and you do things for love, you're going to see way more payout in your spirituality and in your life in the physical 3D world that we live in on Earth. You're going to see a lot more payout when you do things for love instead of for money. When you do things for money, you get money, but that's all you get. You might get some bills paid. You might get a nice new chain, a nice new car, whatever, but that's little stuff, man. When you do things for love, oh man, you start getting things in this world that manifest right in front of you. And I'm living testimony to that, and the people that I rock with are living testimony to that. So, you never die. You're here to learn everything about love. You're here to learn everything about respecting yourself, your peers, your family, your planet. And that way, when you get that enlightenment, you have to be open-minded too. You can't be a racist. Because how do you expect to go anywhere further in the cosmos if you can't get along with your neighbor or your brother or your coworker because he's this race or that race? How are you going to get along with extraterrestrials or angels or do some people like to call them demons or this, that, and the third, because it's a thin line between extraterrestrials, terrestrials, angels, and demons. And I'll break that down in a different episode. But how are you going to get along off planet with other people if you can't get along on planet with the people that you're around in your community every day? So that's where it starts with you. You want to see change, do things for love, not money. You want to see change, open up to your surroundings and stop pushing people out because of the way they dress, the way they smell, the way they think, the way they look, the color of their skin. These are all so small-minded. And I don't, and we have a lot of people that call themselves, religious, Christian, Christianity, Buddha, whether you're rocking with the Holy Quran, whether you're rocking with the Book of the Dead from the Egyptians, whether you're rocking with any of these things, you have to be open-minded and you have to adapt to everything in this world in order to make it to the next world. Otherwise, you're probably going to, well, I don't want to say probably, otherwise you're going to come back here and you'll come back to Earth. Like, you ever get that feeling like you've been here before? Because you probably have. You didn't learn your lesson then. You're still not learning your lesson now. So learn your lesson now and open up to love and get enlightened. So that way you don't have to come back. You can go to the next level. Some people call next level what? Having this, that, and the third. When you transition out of this world into the next world, if you've learned enough on this planet and you have enough love in your heart and your soul, in your energy, you will move on to the next phase. And if you don't, you're going to come back. You're going to come back and have to redo this again and again and again. And that is the truth about life after death. Now, some people that are, some beings that are high density or high frequency, they can Reincarnate is when you have to come back and do this thing again. Incarnate is when you leave, when your energy leaves one vessel to another vessel. And we'll get into that in another show as well. But life after death, get it right this time. If you're listening, get it right this time. Because, you know, if you're tired of this place and you're bitching about it all the time and you don't want to come back, well, better get it right so you don't have to. Otherwise, you'll be back. And that's the truth. And there's a video that George King dropped all the way back in 1954 when he was channeling extraterrestrials. Even back then, you know, on national television, like 1954, think about that. Because if the Roswell's crashed in, you know, 1940s, then he was already talking to higher beings in 1954. And if you haven't peeped that video, just go to George King, 1954, speaks about Earth, Venus, Mars, and channeling extraterrestrials. And that's another thing. Like everybody's been taught so wrong over the days and over the years, and everybody's been taught so wrong. But the reality is that all planets are conscious, just like me and you. Earth is alive. The universe is alive. The planet is conscious, and the planet's shifting right now. And for those of you that don't know, you know, that Earth is shifting, you know, you read all these things about it and you're hearing little bits and pieces about it, or you don't have any clue about it. And the reality is this: the Earth is shifting. What it's doing, it's cleansing itself. And the last time the Earth cleansed itself, see, because if mankind don't take care of it, it has to take care of itself. Mother Nature, Earth, Gaia, has to take care of herself. So she's going to cleanse. And the last time, you know, she did that, you know, this is where human beings are sadly mistaken if they think it can't happen to them or in their time. Because the last time she did a cleanse like that, it was during the time of Noah's Ark, when they had the flood that came in and washed everything away. The Nephilim washed the human beings, most of everything that was ever created back then. They wiped the slate clean. Because the Earth cleansed itself then, wiped itself clean, and then started all over again. And I'm sure the Anunnaki had parts to play in that as well. But nonetheless, here's what I'm trying to tell you. It's shifting. Now, how much cleansing is it going to do, the Earth? Time will tell. We'll see. We'll see. It might do a full cleanse, and all our asses up out of here. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to check. We'll have to check in the near future and just see what keeps happening. You know, we're seeing the floods in California. We're seeing the snow in Texas. We're seeing, the snow in Buffalo. All this craziness going down. The Earth is it's reacting to human beings. Acting. It's a consciousness in itself. It's alive, just like you and me in this third dimension. And we got to start taking care of it better, man. And we all have to do our part, me included. No one's exempt. So that's the real deal, is what we're trying to get you prepared for and get you to see. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about this episode. And make sure you're listening to us, every week. We air live every week. I think we're going to be moving up to two or three episodes a week. I'm going to have guests on the show. I'm going to have friends on the show. I'm going to have, the lovely Miss Leanne on the show. And, we're going to just be talking about a bunch of things. And, you'll get your spirituality fulfillment here with me. You'll get your, your fight news, your UFC news. You're gonna get all this stuff, man. Everything, music updates, motorcycle club updates, everything. You know, if you're rocking with me, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate y'all.